In the first week of January 2026, Jin of BTS has emerged as the idol receiving the highest volume of positive media coverage, according to multiple Korean entertainment monitoring reports. As the year begins, Jin's name continues to dominate headlines, not through controversy or speculation, but through praise, admiration, and recognition of his lasting influence in the K-pop industry. Industry analysts note that the majority of articles published about Jin this week focus on his professionalism, public image, and sustained popularity. Unlike many celebrities whose media exposure fluctuates based on promotions or scandals, Jin's coverage reflects a steady and organic interest from both journalists and fans. Korean media outlets highlight how his reputation remains remarkably clean and stable, even during periods without major promotional releases. Several factors contribute to Jin's overwhelmingly positive media presence. First is his post-military image, which has been widely praised for maturity and authenticity. Reporters frequently describe Jin as an idol who has grown with his audience, maintaining relatability while solidifying his status as a senior artist. Second, Jin's selective approach to public appearances has proven effective. Rather than oversaturating the media, each appearance, whether through official content, brand campaigns, or fan platforms, creates a strong impact, making headlines almost immediately. This week's articles repeatedly emphasize Jin's character, not just his visuals or fame. Words such as respectful, humble, and reliable appear consistently across reports. Entertainment editors point out that Jin has become a benchmark for how senior idols can maintain relevance without aggressive self-promotion. Some media commentaries also describe Jin as a safe and trusted public figure, a rare status in today's fast-moving celebrity culture. This trust translates directly into positive coverage, as journalists feel confident highlighting his activities without fear of backlash. ARMY's response plays a significant role in shaping this media narrative. Jin-related articles this week recorded high engagement rates, including comments, shares, and trending rankings on Korean portals. Rather than fueling fan wars, Jin's fans are noted for amplifying positive stories, which further reinforces the constructive tone of coverage. Media analysts explain that this cycle, positive news leading to healthy fan engagement, which then encourages more positive reporting, is a key reason Jin continues to dominate headlines in a favorable light. As 2026 begins, Jin's position in the media landscape sends a clear message. Longevity in K-pop is possible when talent is paired with integrity and consistency. While many idols rely on constant releases to stay visible, Jin's presence proves that public trust and reputation can be just as powerful. With industry watchers predicting more individual activities throughout the year, expectations are high that Jin's positive media streak will continue. For now, one thing is certain: Jin has started 2026 not just as a global star, but as one of the most positively perceived idols in the industry. Entertainment industry experts suggest that Jin's overwhelmingly positive coverage is not accidental. According to media analysts, Jin represents a rare balance between star power and public credibility. In an era where idols are often scrutinized for every move, Jin's image is described as low-risk, high-impact, making him an ideal subject for favorable reporting. Several commentators note that Jin's long-term career choices, prioritizing group harmony, personal growth, and meaningful engagement with fans, have paid off significantly. These elements help explain why journalists are more inclined to frame stories about him in a respectful and affirmative tone. As BTS members continue navigating individual paths, Jin is frequently cited as a benchmark for senior idols transitioning into new career phases. Media narratives this week underline how Jin avoids the pitfalls often associated with longevity in K-pop, such as image fatigue or forced reinvention. Instead, Jin's public persona has evolved naturally. Articles describe him as someone who does not chase trends, but rather lets consistency define his brand. This approach resonates strongly with both older audiences and younger fans discovering BTS through individual members. One recurring theme across multiple outlets is trust. Media editors emphasize that Jin has cultivated trust not only with fans, but also with broadcasters, advertisers, and journalists. This trust translates into a steady stream of positive headlines, even during periods without major music releases. Marketing professionals point out that this level of trust is extremely valuable in 2026's entertainment landscape, where reputational stability is more influential than short-term virality. Interestingly, the positive tone seen in Korean media is being mirrored internationally. Global entertainment platforms and fan-driven news outlets have echoed similar sentiments, portraying Jin as a figure of stability and maturity within the global K-pop scene. International coverage often highlights Jin's ability to remain relatable while carrying the weight of global recognition. This alignment between domestic and global media further strengthens the narrative that Jin's influence extends well beyond chart performance. With the year still in its early days, media analysts believe Jin's strong start sets the tone for what could be a defining year in his individual career. Positive media momentum often creates opportunities, ranging from premium brand partnerships to curated entertainment projects that rely heavily on public perception. While no major announcements have been officially confirmed yet, the current media climate suggests that any future activity involving Jin will be met with immediate and favorable attention. Jin's status as the idol with the highest positive media coverage this week reinforces a powerful idea. Longevity in K-pop is not just about staying visible, but about staying respected. As headlines continue to celebrate his character, influence, and professionalism, Jin stands as a compelling example of how idols can age gracefully within a fast-evolving industry. As 2026 unfolds, many eyes will remain on Jin, not because of controversy or hype, but because of the rare consistency that keeps him firmly in the spotlight for all the right reasons. Several editorial columns published this week emphasize how Jin's career stands out for being remarkably free of controversy. In an industry often shaped by scandals and rapid image shifts, media writers describe Jin as an artist who has built his reputation through consistency rather than damage control. Editors point out that Jin's communication style, careful, respectful, and sincere, has played a major role in shaping how journalists frame stories about him. As a result, coverage surrounding Jin tends to focus on substance rather than speculation, reinforcing the positive tone dominating headlines this week. Media analysts also note that Jin's continued presence in entertainment news without aggressive promotion is a rare phenomenon. Unlike many idols who rely on constant exposure to remain relevant, Jin's name appears organically in news cycles, often triggered by fan engagement, brand activity, or retrospective commentary on his influence. This organic visibility strengthens his media credibility, as journalists are able to frame stories around genuine public interest rather than manufactured buzz. Another key theme emerging from this week's coverage is Jin's identity beyond music. Articles increasingly portray him as a public figure with cultural influence, not just an idol. His demeanor, values, and approach to fame are frequently cited as reasons why his media image feels relatable across different age groups. Some commentators suggest that Jin's appeal now extends into lifestyle and cultural discussions, positioning him as a figure that resonates even with non-fans who casually follow entertainment news. In today's fast-paced K-pop industry, positive media coverage is more than just good press. It directly impacts long-term career sustainability. Experts explain that idols with strong positive sentiment are more likely to secure high-quality opportunities, from long-term brand partnerships to selective entertainment projects. Jin's current media standing signals that he belongs to this category. His name is increasingly associated with reliability and quality, attributes that media outlets and brands alike value highly. As Jin continues to receive favorable coverage, expectations naturally grow. However, analysts believe that his grounded approach will allow him to navigate this pressure smoothly. Rather than being defined by record-breaking headlines, Jin is increasingly recognized for his ability to maintain equilibrium in a demanding industry. This balance is frequently cited as a reason why journalists remain confident in presenting Jin as a positive figure, even as the spotlight intensifies. Ultimately, the reason Jin holds the title of the idol with the highest positive media coverage this week comes down to trust. Trust built over years of professionalism, authenticity, and respectful engagement with both fans and the press. As entertainment media continues to evolve in 2026, Jin's case serves as a powerful reminder that the most enduring headlines are not always the loudest ones. Sometimes they belong to artists whose presence feels steady, reliable, and genuinely respected. For now, Jin remains a defining example of how positive media narratives are built and why they continue to matter. Beyond traditional news outlets, digital media data further reinforces Jin's position as the idol with the most positive coverage this week. Monitoring of online articles, comment sections, and social media discussions shows that Jin-related keywords are overwhelmingly associated with appreciation, respect, and admiration. Analysts explain that this kind of sentiment alignment between formal media and public discourse is increasingly rare. In Jin's case, positive headlines are not contradicted by negative viral narratives, allowing the media tone to remain stable and consistent. One reason media sentiment remains so favorable is Jin's predictability, in the best sense of the word. Journalists and editors describe him as a public figure whose actions align closely with expectations. There are no sudden image shifts, controversial remarks, or unexplained absences that force media outlets into reactive reporting. This predictability builds editorial confidence. As a result, coverage surrounding Jin often feels calm, reflective, and respectful, rather than speculative or sensational. When compared to broader industry trends, Jin's media trajectory stands in clear contrast. Many idols experience sharp spikes of attention, followed by equally sharp declines, often tied to promotional cycles. Jin, however, maintains a steady presence that does not rely on constant visibility. This steady rhythm has become a talking point among commentators, who argue that Jin represents a long-form career model, one that prioritizes sustainability over momentary dominance. Another important aspect highlighted by recent articles is how positive coverage contributes to long-term public memory. Media framing plays a crucial role in defining how an artist is remembered, and Jin's current narrative positions him as a figure associated with professionalism, warmth, and reliability. Cultural critics suggest that this type of coverage ensures Jin's legacy will extend beyond chart records or viral moments, embedding him more deeply into the cultural memory of K-pop's global era. Although no official announcements have been made, media insiders speculate that Jin's current standing creates an ideal foundation for future projects, whether in music, variety content, or brand collaborations. Positive sentiment lowers entry barriers and increases anticipation, making any future move newsworthy by default. Importantly, this anticipation is rooted in trust rather than hype, which media professionals consider far more sustainable. As the first weeks of 2026 unfold, Jin's dominance in positive media coverage highlights an often overlooked truth of the entertainment industry. Reputation is a form of capital. While trends shift quickly, trust accumulates slowly, and Jin's current media position reflects years of careful, consistent image building. For many observers, Jin is no longer just an idol making headlines. He is a case study in how long-term respect translates into enduring media relevance, week after week, headline after headline.